welcome back to my channel. My name is Maggie. Today we are going through my budget recap for the month of March, which, for me, March was a good month, but kind of a long month. So I'm happy it's over, ready to get into April. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in. There are quite a few things that we go through in these videos. So the first thing I like to go through is my paycheck report. So I'm a zero-based budgeter, and throughout the month I keep track of all the income that comes in my way. I only ever budget off of my salary, but if I have anything extra come in, then I do like to keep track of it just so I know what that total is and make sure, everything gets allocated. So quick rundown here of March for, income wise. I had my salary like normal, Capital One interest. This is where I keep my sinking funds. So I earn interest in high yield savings accounts. So I earned $20 this month, which is great. Then I did earn a referral bonus at work. So we had a position open a few months ago. I referred someone that I had worked with in the past for that position. She interviewed, knocked everybody out of the water and, was offered the role. She accepted. And a few months later, I got a bonus. So that was a really nice extra $858. Very, very grateful for that. Also grateful to have her as a teammate again. Then I have my Discover credit card cash back. I have a Discover It credit card that offers 1% cash back on everything, but then each quarter there's one particular category that is 5% cash back, and I always like to try to utilize that category as much as I can. So in the first quarter, it was grocery stores. So anytime I went grocery shopping, I used my Discover credit card to get 5% cash back. So in March, I earned, well, this is really from February, but I redeemed it in March, if that makes sense, $18.59. Then in Betterment, with dividends with the quarter end, $30. My boyfriend owed me $287. So we lived together and we split some, household expenses. Like I do most of the grocery shopping. So then he pays for his portions and, kind of other things like that. And then I did also cash in $100 of cash back from my Capital One credit card. So this credit card earns 1.5% cash back. So I really only use the Discover for that 5% category. And then everything else I put onto my Capital One credit card just because it's a little bit extra cash back. Previous years, I would cash this out every month, whatever it was. But I decided this year I'm going to let it build up to 100, or maybe I'll let it go further and then I'll, choose when I want to cash it out. So yeah, just a little bit of a different strategy this year. So total income for the month, $5,769.97, and 22.78% was not from my salary. So that's pretty cool. So now that we know kind of what my income was, let's go ahead and dive into the actual budget and my actuals. So my budget is here in this first column. Then I have what I actually spent and then the percentages. I really, really like doing the percentages. It helps me kind of keep things in perspective. Would highly recommend kind of calculating those along the way. So anything with a check mark means it was exact. Mostly these bills because I know exactly what they're going to be, so no big deal. Anything in the parentheses is where my boyfriend, his money kind of got allocated throughout the different categories. So groceries, over budget a little bit. It is what it is. We did a little bit of extra snacking this month, I would say. So, that's part of it, but that's okay. Gas was also over budget. We had a couple of unexpected trips out of town. I mean, not major, just to the next big city. So unexpected, had to spend some more on gas, but that's okay. And then spending $800 instead of $500, about 100 of it was for my boyfriend. So he had me order something for him and he paid me back, but I was still over budget. Part of that is when I got the bonus, I gave myself a little bit of extra spending money, which I'm really happy with. So yes, over budget, but all in all, I like doing these recaps, especially because of the percentages, because I have, for all of my bills plus my spending money, that was 54.48% of my total income. So I can live with that knowing, all right, my goal is to have my expense section up here be 65% or less. So I did really well this month. So I'm okay with everything that transpired with a little bit of extra spending money. This section here is my funds section. So this is like sinking funds and saving funds. So all of these are up just a little bit with some change. So they kind of earn interest, as I mentioned before, because they're in high yield savings accounts. My kind of outliers here, vacation, $977.74. So my boyfriend and I booked a vacation. I'm super excited. We're going tropical for Christmas this year. I'm not going to share where we're going yet, but very, very excited. So we booked the hotels and flights for all of that. And I wrote him a check for like my part of it. So we're all squared away there, which feels really good to have that done. So the bonus money, I put a lot of that towards vacation as well. So I could just write my check and kind of be done with it. Other than that, kind of normal in these other categories, opportunity is kind of like my giving fund, and just like, you know, fundraisers and things like that. So of the bonus, I did Venmo 100 of it to my coworker. It only kind of seemed right. And I said, you know, treat yourself, get something nice. So that is that 100 there in addition to the 30 I budgeted. And then I was able to put $510 to my future savings, which is my main goal right now. So that is really exciting that I was able to put that much. I had only budgeted about $195, so really, really pleased with that. All in all, 38.91% towards my funds. Then at the bottom here, we have investing. So I do a taxable brokerage account with Betterment, and then I also finished up my Roth IRA. So I budgeted that I needed $431.92 to wrap up that Roth IRA. However, after February closed out, I only needed $226.80, which was really great. So I was able to put extra towards that future savings. So Roth IRA is done, and now we're moving on to future savings as my main goal. This is not the only investing I do. I also have like a 401k and I invest in my HSA. So those are pre-tax things though, like I don't count it in this budget. So in here, 4.5% went to, like, I guess I would call it like after-tax investing. And then the bottom here, my savings challenge. I'm so happy to be doing some cash savings challenges this year. So I budgeted 120 and that's exactly what it was at 2.08%. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how March went. Again, I was kind of like mentally beating myself up about the spending, but once I was able to plug in my numbers and kind of zoom out and look at, you know, wow, I was able to put so much towards my sinking funds. I was able to pay for that vacation, you know, all those things that made me kind of stop fixating on just one line item. Okay, so speaking of sinking funds, here is my kind of sinking fund update. I like to share this just to share what's coming in and out of my different sinking funds. I don't share all of them, but most of them. So the first is annual. It is down compared to last month. I had my home warranty come out, so I do choose to pay for an annual home warranty. It covers all of the appliances in my house. For some people, it may not be worth it. I have kind of an interesting scenario where my furnace, I live in Minnesota, so we have to have a furnace. Mine is original and it's coming up on, 40 years or so. So I'm on way borrowed time, but it still works. But the warranty will cover whenever it does kick the bucket and it's done, the warranty will cover a full replacement. So that's been cheaper for me to do. So anyway, you decide if that's best for you. It's best for me. Miko's my cat. I just had to buy some litter for him this month. Vacation, like I had already mentioned, the Christmas trip is booked. So now for that trip, I'll just have to save up money for like, eating, drinking, entertainment, any excursions, things like that. Beauty is down compared to last month. I bought some lotion, lipstick, and some skincare. Gifts, my boyfriend's niece, her birthday's at the beginning of April, so I did purchase a birthday gift, just a little one for her, and I did that at the end of March, so it kind of got snuck into March there. Car, I got a car wash. It is now snowing as I'm filming this, so but before then we were having some nice weather and it was super muddy, and yeah, it was good to get that kind of cleaned off. It was a good mood boost. Opportunity, like I said, I did send a gift to my coworker from that referral bonus. Health, I did need to purchase some more medical tape. I had surgery in February, so I'm still working on changing some dressings and stuff. But otherwise, that is wrapping up here shortly too. And then home, we got some organization. We also got a new can opener, which has been life-changing because we were really struggling with our old one. So we bought a new one and it's awesome. And then we also needed some laundry detergent. So then upcoming for like a preview into April, we had to ship my boyfriend's niece's birthday present. Miko, my cat, will have a Chewy order, and then I need to start planning a birthday gift for my dad. And then we're also going on a short Chicago trip, so that'll be pulled from my vacation. I'll probably pull like 100 or 150 from the vacation fund just to kind of supplement that trip. Okay. Lots of, updates here. Let's go into my trackers next. So this is the fun part, I think, anyway. So this first one is called Margaret's Money. This is my retirement savings tracking kind of goals. I go by Maggie, but my legal name is Margaret, and I just don't feel like I fit into Margaret, but that's what I envision my future self as, is Margaret. So, Margaret's Money. Anyway, so my goal for the year is to contribute 15% of my gross salary towards retirement. So in March, I was able to contribute $1,052.41 across the different, accounts and all of that. That does include my employer match. So I am going to color in my tracker down here at the bottom to indicate that progress. So we've almost put 5,000 this year, which is super exciting. I'm really happy with that. Do this. Okay, there we are. So that is all updated. The next one we have here is my Roth IRA. Super exciting. So as I mentioned, I did complete this month. So I put my $296 to hit that 6,000 goal. This is for 2022, I should mention. So I'm going to finish coloring these last. I had a little sliver here, and I've got $2 signs left, and this is all done, which is so satisfying. This was the first time I finished my Roth IRA, and maxed it all the way out. I've contributed for years, but never maxed it out. So I'm super proud of this, really happy about this, and excited to move on too. So this is my new savings goal sheet that we'll be working for. So I have this future savings kind of line item. I've spoken about this before, and I'm just going to color in. So I put in 5/10/87 in March. So I'm just going to color that in while I talk about this here. I'm going to do green for March, of course. So the idea behind this goal is, in the next few years, my boyfriend and I have some kind of big plans. I think we will probably get married. We are also making some plans to build a house. And there probably be other friends of mine that get married, and I'll want to, be a part of their wedding or fly to their wedding because I have quite a few friends that don't live near me anymore. So all of those things, plus others I'm sure I can't think of, are reasons why I want to just kind of start building up a savings for something in the future. So I don't know exactly what I will use this money on yet, but I would like to start kind of building that nest so that when things like that come up, I've got a head start. It may not be the full amount, but saving $3,000 just to kind of put aside. I'll keep it in a high yield savings account so it'll earn some interest. I think it'll be really good. So that's the plan here. I made this tracker on Canva just real quickly, so nothing fancy, but this is going to be our tracker. Each heart is worth $100. So I've got 500, and I don't know, it seems like 10 to me. So this is where we're at for March, and we'll see how much more progress we can make in April. Okay, and then the last tracker here is my mortgage amortization schedule. So each month I write in some numbers here. In short, I make one extra payment a year towards my mortgage, and that has snowballed over time and kind of gotten me ahead, which is really exciting. So in March, I was scheduled to pay $469 in interest, but I only paid $453.87. I was scheduled to pay $283 in principal, so actually towards the loan balance, but I was able to pay $375.78. So my balance, you know, if I wasn't paying anything extra, it should be 144 and 991. I want to say 999, but 991. And my balance is actually 140, 176.56. So that is awesome. And what I do is I look at the current balance and I highlight anything that I've surpassed. So 140,332 down here. I have surpassed that because I'm at 140, 176. So I'm going to highlight that. But I have not quite surpassed this 140,033. So just one this time on occasion I get to highlight too, and that's really exciting. But I really like the visual and being able to see, you know, how many months ahead I'm getting and that little payment that I pay extra every month adding up. Okay, so to wrap up this video here, there we go. I've got my reflections and goals. So I do this every month. I write in some reflections, kind of like a pro con, but like con seems a little extreme to call it. And then I also have some goals down here. So let's talk about reflections. On the positive note, I completed my 2022 Roth IRA. I was able to put over $500 towards that future savings goal. I also paid for all of my surgery bills. So I have a health savings account through my insurance and my employer. So I already had that money aside. I got all the bills to pay, I paid them, and then I reinvested my HSA money to build over time, which is awesome. And then I also got that referral bonus at work. As far as kind of some cons or like less than ideals, I did have a little bit of impulse clothing shopping happening, but honestly, everything I got I really love. So did I need any new clothes? No, but it made me really happy, and I just picked like 3 things, so we're gonna be okay with it. Again, unplanned trips to the other towns. So my boyfriend was having car trouble and we had to do all that. So you know, it means that my gas went up. I was driving more than normal, but also not the end of the world. And I was a little bit over my grocery budget. So realistically, these are things that I can improve, but I'm not going to beat myself up about it. And let's get down to the goals. So for March, kind of some of the same: complete Roth IRA, start future savings, pay for surgery. I also filed my property taxes. I live in Minnesota, so you are eligible as a homeowner to potentially get some of your property taxes as a refund. So I did my filing, and I'm going to get a little bit of a refund later in the year, which is great. Number 5, have spare cash at the end of the month. So I typically spend on my credit card. I like getting the cashback rewards. It makes it easy to keep track of my transactions. However, I do pull $80 out in cash every month, 40 from my spending budget and 40 from my grocery budget. And my goal is always to have a little bit of that left over at the end of the month for a savings challenge. So this month, I had $3 left over. They are very dirty $3 bills, but $3 left over. We will take it. Some months are higher, some months are lower. My goal, honestly, is just to have even $1 left over at the end of the month. So this $3 will be used in my savings challenge video, which I will post probably in the next week or so. I'm going to film it right after this, but I like to kind of separate those videos out. So you'll see this soon, where we're going to stuff this and my other savings challenges for April. I want to keep my expenses at 61% or less. I achieved 54%, so that's awesome. And then I also started some new savings challenges in that savings challenge video that I do. So that was super fun, and I can't wait to do this month's. Okay, April goals. 1, payback vacation. So I did write a check to my boyfriend for all of the trip, and I was short in my vacation fund by like, I think, $400 or so. So I will be paying that back in my April budget. It's already taken care of, but that was important to make sure I got all that done. I also want to put over $100 to my future savings. I think in my budget, I have like $90-ish allocated. So I want to make sure I can surpass that $100 goal there, just to increase it a little bit. Expenses at 67% or less. I do kind of have a higher expense month in April. I did post my April budget if you want to check it out. Just like this month, spare cash at the end of the month. I also am up for a raise at work, so I'm really hoping that I get that. And if I don't get it, that's okay. There's an opportunity later in the year It's kind of like a 6-month cycle. But if I don't get it, then they're still doing like annual kind of cost of living raises. And at that time, I want to increase my 401k contribution. So until I know if I'm being promoted or not and what raises I may or may not get, I don't know what increase means yet, like what that number is, but that is a goal of mine, is to increase my 401k contributions. So that's what I have for April as goals. And that is my March overview and my recap. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Let me know how March went for you. Give me a high and a low maybe, or something that you're just proud of. I'd love to hear from you and, cheer you on for your accomplishments as well. And with that, that's going to do it for me. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.